I wanted to give you a bit of information about who I am and who the company is, and then go into a bit of what we've been doing with Flo10. So we are an infrastructure company. We're working with all the major developers, Taylor Wimpey, Davidsons, David Wilson, people like that, assisting them taking an empty space, basically a field or an old warehouse sort of environment, to a construction site and fully serviced development of housing. We lay water, gas, electric and telecoms now. We did start our life as just a water company. That was our bread and butter, but we have now branched out into doing electric, gas and fibre. We've got a lot going on in the office, out of the office, out on site with developers, with clients. There's so much going on at any one time. We don't always tell the right people the right information at the right time. So we needed to find something that was going to help us communicate, be a bit more visual with our developers, clients, and update the right people at the right time when we need to. So Flo10 helped us develop trackers and planners, a bit of information what you've seen from Aidan earlier, so that we can keep everybody internally in our company in the loop. And then we thought about branching out externally. So we have got an intranet, we've got a staff page, we've got everybody's faces on there, mainly because of COVID. It was quite nice to see who works in what department, what they look like, who you're going to talk to, that sort of thing. It was fun trying to get everybody's faces, but I think we've managed it now, bar a couple. So then, as I say, we went on to doing an external page so that we could integrate with our clients a lot better. I think this was a new thing for Flo10. Something in our dream board that we wanted. It was just a matter of seeing if Flo could help us do that. So let's see if I can flick through. So Stephen Ludlam is one of our members of staff. He's sadly left us to go and become a professional golfer. He's been with us 13 years and helped us get to the point that we're at today. So on the right hand side of your screen, you'll see a brain dump of information from Stephen. It was hard to kind of put all of the information into one place and then get it over to Flo to try and get them to understand exactly what we needed. We were just brain dumping onto a whiteboard, and that's what Stephen came up with. The main things that we needed to work on was communication. Like I say, we're not the best at it. We do update some people, not necessarily everybody that we should. We needed to be a bit more visual for the developers. All you see is our client managers out on site. You don't really get any paperwork, updates, emails, anything like that. We wanted to have somewhere where all of our information is in one place. We needed contact details for our staff and for their staff as well in one place. And then to be able to share documents like ASLAIDs, water designs, gas designs, things like that, so you can see what we're planning on installing into their field, their area, and what we've actually installed. So that was Stephen's brain dump of information that we sent over to Roger and Aidan for them to come up with something that's going to help us. And this is what they've created. So this was our main communication and contact area. So we actually had a catch up with 3 of our top clients yesterday to share this with them and show them what we've come up with. On the left hand side, we were able to put our information, so all our internal contact numbers, email addresses, things like that. We've got our address, who the contact is at this specific developer, any fax numbers, landlines. We've got 3 different departments within our company that are integral to site. We have the mains, the services and the commissioning department. So they can email and call in to the mains department to call off their first legs of main, their source of waters, their point of connections for water, gas, electric. They've also got contact details for the service department, so they can call off individual plots and then know who to contact for commissioning as well. So we can make all of the mains live. In the middle of this site, you can see all of the sites this particular developer's working with. So we've got Persimmon Homes and a list of all the sites that we've had accepted with them. So we've issued a proposal to them, they've agreed to all the terms, and we are doing mains and services for water and possibly gas, electric and fibre. And then on the right hand side, you've got site contacts. So for each of those sites, we have an internal site manager that they're going to be dealing with. We've got 9 guys out on the field, and you never know quite which area they're working on. As soon as we update the system to say who the project manager is and the job's accepted, it automatically updates this. So it's so good for the developers to see each of their sites as soon as they're accepted. They might not have even landed on site yet, but they'll be able to see who they need to contact and start their handover process, get on site and start calling off main services, their source of waters, things like that. As we go through the software, the most important thing again was some visual information. If you just look at that page, it is just sites, it is just contact names and numbers. But on this one, you get to see a map. And as we go forward, working with Flo, we will add a bit more imagery, ASLAIDs and things like that as we go on. This one the developers absolutely loved yesterday because they can see visually all of their sites on a map. They can click on the links and go straight into that site. They can see who their contact people are as well. So there is a list of sites on the right hand side. Again, we can click on those, find out who the contact manager is and a bit about the site. On this last page we have for you, this is where we have the information and documents. So on the left we have our Lewis Draper, who is one of our contract managers. He's out in the field. We've got his role as a project manager, we've got his email address, we've got his landline phone number, which is a direct line to him. We'll also add his mobile number in there as well. He's working on the Showfields Whittlesey site. And through the right hand side in the middle of the screen, you'll see all the documents that we've got. For the first part, we only wanted to share a little bit of information, which Aidan and Roger have helped us do. But in time, after speaking to the developers yesterday, there's a lot of other information that they'd like to see. To start with, we've got the client drawings. This is what the developer has sent to us. And again, you can click on each of those links as the developer and see what drawings they've issued to us. Again, if there's a revision to a drawing that they've issued, they can see what we have in the folder directly. And if it's not the most up-to-date drawing, they know to issue that to us. In the middle, we've got IGL drawings, which is infrastructure gateway drawings. That's the ASLAIDs and the route plans that we've created. And again, the CAD department upload those direct into the Deltek system, which automatically updates here. So there's no emails that go through to water companies or to the developers. They just log on to their page and they'll be able to see the most up-to-date drawings. And on the right hand side is the gas, water and electric plans that we've had, dictating to us what we are actually putting in the ground before we've put it in, just so that we know the routes that we're taking. So Roger and Aidan won't be shocked to hear that the developer has come up with quite a few other ideas that they'd like to see on there, which I'll touch base with them on another time. So as I say, I did have a call with the clients yesterday just to make sure that they liked the page, it was engaging and it gave them everything that they would need for the most part. They loved the data, they loved the information, they love having everything in one place so that they can access for all of their schemes. After all, we're building this for them along with Flo. And the thing that I love the most is that it's not just Flo saying there, that's what you've asked for, that's what you've got. It's how can we make this bigger and better as time goes on. So I'm excited to see what Aidan has produced earlier. That was really interesting. It's good to see how we're going to progress as a company going forward.